There you go. Is that better?
Oh, those are interesting. Huh. I like them. I like them.
Thanks. I like them too. I've
I
always
think,
wanted like round glasses, but perfectly round glasses have never looked good on me. So these are
yeah,
like a little oblong.
yeah.
Um, they make me feel like a nerd boy, and I like that. I got some like
I
rectangular black frames too, but like these are the ones I was really excited about. I like them.
they
They make
were
my grandma
interesting.
glasses.
Yeah. I had to like look at them for like a second because I don't think I've seen glasses like that before. They're cool though. They're like unique.
I like them.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to wear like a different like frame, something with like horn rims, like bigger, but I could never find any that I like the way they look. Um,
Yeah.
but also, whenever I go and got glasses like in the past, I would always go when I ran out of contacts because like, I'd wear my contacts until I didn't have any more contacts. And then I would go and get glasses and contacts. So when I would go pick out
Mhm.
my glasses, I couldn't see myself. So like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which like, like I could have gotten them online like when I got older, but
Mhm.
um and I got some cool frames the last time I got glasses, but those are the ones that broke. They broke like a week later. It was so stupid.
Oh.
I was walking and they were like loose on my face and they fell off and landed right as I was stepping and I was like, well, they're gone now. Like there's nothing I could do. Like I spent so much money on them too. They were like it was when I was working at the furniture moving company. They were Burberry sunglasses, like Burberry glasses. They were like real cool,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
died immediately. And then my
Your
Ralph
stories are so
Lauren
funny.
ones got stolen from my truck. So
No!
yeah,
Oh, that's lame.
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was one of my employees too. So fine.
I love I love your story. You're like, "I was just walking along and they fell off my face and I stepped on them. I was like, oh, they're gone." Oh, man. My
Yeah, I'm like pretty chill. So like when like bad things happen, I'm not like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like there are times when I get mad like that, but it's not usually like in a moment. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like if I get in a car accident or something like that, like I handle it really well in the moment.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, I'd be like cussing up a storm, and I'm like, all right, everybody, let's make sure we're safe. We'll get to the side of the road, and then later we'll go get ice cream. Like,
What else? Uh, my can I tell you my favorite version of Thomas?
yeah,
My favorite version of Thomas was the one from the last book club where it was just me and you. When
where I
I saw that
was
Thomas,
this
yeah.
Thomas,
Oh. Uh-huh. That's
I can become that Thomas. I still have contacts.
oh. That Thomas, I'm like, when he comes around, then I pay attention. I'm like, whoa, wait a
This
minute.
is this is Grandma Thomas.
Mm-hmm. The other Thomas, if he tries to sell me something, I don't care what it is. I don't even need it, and I'm gonna buy it.
I've never been in a sales role, but I figure I'd probably be good at it.
Oh, 100%. If you were wearing your contacts, like uh, sales bonuses every month, every month.
Did you watch Castlevania?
Castlevania the anime.
Yeah.
I Kelly loved it. I saw like the first 3 or 4 episodes and thought it was really, really well done, but then just like stopped watching
Just
it for
wasn't
some
for you.
reason.
Okay. I did
Yeah.
a funny thing that was like from a character, but it's in the third season, so it's fine.
No.
You need to see that.
You like take off your glasses and kind of like flip your hair like anime style.
It's a character that like he has crazy eyes. Let me find a picture, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
Here's a good picture of Sully. Here's a good picture of Sully. His eyes
Oh,
are always like very big and like wide open. So
oh my God.
I, yeah.
Yeah, he's very. His eyes are like orbs.
Yeah, he's nuts. So he's crazy as fuck. Um, but there's a scene where his eyes are like open really wide and he's like staring into nothing and he just whispers magnificent to himself. So I took a video of me doing that and sent it to Justin.
Magnificent.
It's hard to have your
Um,
eyes that wide without changing your expression. Like without like lifting your eyebrows and stuff.
it's true. Did last time, man, I've got so much to talk about. Last time, did we discuss the last battle, like the final Narnia book?
A little bit.
Well, maybe we should wait until Christy gets on. But like that ending, oh my God.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody and
Everyone
their mama.
were dead. They were all dead, Thomas,
Yep.
in a train crash.
Yep.
Did
Oh, you're
you?
talking about that part of the ending.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like that was
Yeah.
that blew my mind. Like you get to
Everyone
the last.
except Susan, I think, dies,
Oh yeah, Susan the slut.
which
She's
I find
like
so funny.
she yeah, she got I think the description was like she got really into makeup and boys. So she gets to live.
I gotta find a good article about the last battle ending.
Oh, it was insane. They start talking about like alternate England and like alternate realities and like true England and like true Narnia. And I mean, I mean, that was wild.
See. Yeah, ends in apocalypse. Terrible, terrible.
Hmm.
That's too much words. Too many words. I want a stupider article. What the crap happened? Somebody on Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit save us.
Ending of Narnia dash. What the crap happened?
What the crap?
You had to end with the Battle of Armageddon.
That's what I was expecting, just judging by like the name, but that's not what happens at all. There is no like really, I felt like there was no giant final battle that I was expecting.
Yeah, that like resolves.
Yeah. Reaper Cheap did come back though.
He
So I
did.
was really happy about that. Yeah. And I think what was it? The Marshwiggle? The Frogman. Um uh crap. What's the Frogman's name?
Oh, the Frogman. Puddle
Oh,
Glum.
he's like Puddleglum. Yeah, he comes back too, I believe. I was happy about that. But it's such a
Apparently, there's like a spin-off book that Neil Gaiman wrote called "The Problem with Susan." The Problem of Susan.
oh, we have to
That's
read that.
fun.
That's amazing. Like the one that survived.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's called The Problem of Susan and Other Stories, and it's like a bunch of people painting. It's got to be.
I would totally read that. Is it a comic book?
I don't know. I'm trying to find it. It's kind of. It might only be an ebook.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people hated how the last battle panned out.
Really?
Yeah, interesting. I didn't realize that.
It's such a weird book because at the end you've got this ape and a donkey, and the ape keeps tricking the donkey and just basically being a dick to him, and then basically pretends to be Aslan, and um who is it? Not Edmund, but like the other character. Uh he gets over there with the girl, and there's like this kind of like barn of sorts, and they say that like there's like a god inside the barn, and then when they go inside it like takes them to basically like an alternate dimension. I'm not describing this very well.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello,
hello.
Oh my gosh. The volume
how
is
are
so
you?
low. Hold on.
Were we screaming?
Why is it so low? Oh wait.
This cold brew's really good.
There we go. Now I can hear you guys.
Hi,
We're finally
friend.
reunited.
We've done it. Hello.
We
Love
did
it.
it.
I like your haircut and your glasses.
Thanks. I got
You
nerd
should see him
glasses.
without glasses.
Wait, did you say you got them like they're new or
Yeah, I got them. They're new. They're my new nerd glasses.
they're great? They're
Thanks.
fantastic.
Mhm.
I got contacts too. Jeremy was very impressed with my sans glasses for him.
Ooh, very nice. Have you had contacts before?
I have, but I haven't had them for a few years.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so I just got them for the first time in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They're so slippery though. They're really hard to take out. I used to be able to just like
Uh,
pluck them out, and these ones are like so slick. I had to sit there and like play with it.
yeah, I straight up have to like touch my eyeball and like squeeze the
Yeah, me
contact
too. You got to pinch them. Yeah.
to pinch it off. Yeah. But I can remember when I first started using, I mean, it was like over a decade ago at this point, but first started using contacts and I was like, I have to touch my eyeball. I
Yeah, it's so
even
weird. A
couldn't
lot of
even
people
keep my
don't
eye
get
open.
past that. My
Yeah.
mom's
Oh,
one
that
of
is
those
true.
people that faints when somebody else touches her eye. Apparently, it's like a response that like a few people have that if somebody else touches your eye, you just faint.
Yeah.
And she like found that out when she first got contacts, and the doctor was like, "I'll show you how to put them in." Bleep, and out she goes.
I know my
I
mom
al-
That
for a while.
I always wanted to test it, but I never got around to it. Hard to find an easy way to do that. Hey, Mom, come here.
That's the off switch.
That's funny.
Christy.
Oh,
sorry. Yes.
No.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Talk about first. What were you gonna ask?
Oh, we were talking about the last battle and how it wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, so it's still been a while since I've read it. But I always remember it as basically like Revelations.
Huh, yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely did have that feel now that I think about it.
Yeah, like it's essentially the end of Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a moment, a part where they're like separating the animals or something like that, and some get to like go on to, I think it's like another world, and then other ones have to like stay behind or something like that. Kind of like almost like the Rapture a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but for animals.
But for Narnia, yeah. So animals. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember like some of the animals were good, and then some of the animals decided to side with evil.
Right.
But judging by the title, I was expecting like a much more like wild climax, like a just this crazy battle at the end where all the heroes from the previous 6 books return, and that just never materialized. It's like they're having this battle, and then they kind of open up this door to, it's like maybe like a horse stall or like a barn or something, and then like mid battle they go through this door and then end up in like a completely different world, and you're like, wait, like what just happened?
Yeah, it is less epic than the title makes it sound, for sure. I do remember thinking, like, first read it, I was like, oh, this feels very like Revelations, like end of the world, Rapture type thing.
Father Time is like causing the sky to fall. So
I would like to. They never like made a, well, not a live action movie out of it, but this would be interested in seeing how they, like, somebody might interpret that. But I guess there's probably the animated version of it. But
I haven't seen the animated version. I gotta get on that. I'm sure it's wonderful.
Yeah. But it would, it would be so awesome to have everybody come in at the end, like you said, almost like Avengers style.
Yeah, that's what I was expected. Like Reepicheep and Puddle Glum, he uses his flippers on somebody, and all the heroes like team up in this grand epic battle. That's what I was expecting, and it wasn't that. It was a really wild ending. Me and Thomas were laughing because Susan, the one character that I guess stopped believing and decided to get into makeup and dancing and fashion and boys, she's the only one that survives.
I completely forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I there's parts of me who is like, okay, I get it. Susan's like, well, okay, at least in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, she's trying to be like practical and keep them safe, whatever. But then I've just never liked Susan's character. They make her so boring and so like, I'm just gonna be I don't know, like like you said, into makeup and boys and like, it's just like, oh man, I don't know. Couldn't she be better than that?
I was reading online, like trying to find like how other people felt about the ending, and a lot of people don't like it.
Really?
And they were talking about how like everybody had to, be a representation of something, and that like they think that C.S. Lewis struggled to find a character who like showed like the sinner not returning to God, and that it kind of defaulted to Susan, because no way could it be Lucy, no way could it be Peter the
That's
True, and it wouldn't
that's
make sense for Edmund or Eustace
Oh,
because like both of them were redemption arcs, so it would have messed up their
right.
story. So it just kind of left Susan in that role, and people think that that like wasn't fair to the character. But on the flip side, she
huh.
doesn't die in a train
That's also true.
accident, so
Yeah.
I feel like that also
Also,
messes up
yeah,
the message.
yeah, I kind of agree with that. I didn't, I guess I never really thought about maybe his reasonings as to why he made her character. I mean, I guess we won't ever really know, I suppose. But everybody does kind of, at least a lot of the main characters represent somebody in the Bible, basically.
Hmm.
And so well, at least in some, even if it's kind of a vague
Like
sense.
archetypal, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I agree with, can't really do it to the other main characters because it would make less sense than if you just did it to Susan. So, but I
Hmm.
don't like it though.
Interesting.
It just
Oh,
felt,
it is a
it
comic.
felt to me like a little bit of a cop out, I guess. Just like, oh well, she's just a typical girl now, or like, oh well, that's boring. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, Neil Gaiman wrote a book with a few other authors called The Problem of Susan and Other Stories, where they
What?
like go into like things that happen with her. But I think it only exists like it is a comic, and I definitely want to read it because he's awesome. So I want to see what
I
silly things he got from it.
Yeah. Ooh, I did not know that existed.
I didn't know until I
Uh,
started looking it up.
Yeah. I mean, he's already a great author anyway, so that just
True.
seals the fate, seals my decision.
Huh.
Sounds
I
so.
love
The fact
this.
it's a
I
comic
read The
book.
Problem of Susan by Neil Gaiman, and I am completely disgusted by it. I'm reading
I
that.
guess there's that too. Hmm.
Huh. I wonder if he used some of the same artists from Sandman, because that would be really cool.
Let's
Yeah.
see. It's really hard to research it.
Really?
Yeah. It's I mean like you can find it, but there's just so much in the way because Narnia's been out for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
Lovern Kinzierski and Paul Chadwick are illustrators. P. Craig Russell and Scott Hampton. I don't know if any of those names are recognizable.
I don't know any of those.
We got to read it, guys.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
I'll try to find a link and then I can send out the link
Yeah,
and we
that'd
can
be
all
awesome.
read it. Yeah.
The
I could
cover
probably track
art's
it.
wild. It's so like,
Oh, is it really?
yeah, it's so like 80s.
Oh, cool.
I love that. That's awesome.
I don't even know if that's when it's, but that's like the vibe that it gives me, like Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Like, look at that font. I just put it in our chat.
Oh.
My goodness.
Ignore the creepy guy above it. It's in our meeting chat.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling it might be a little blasphemous.
It's just like a way. Oh, it just popped up. Let me see. Oh, that's wild.
Weird, right?
It it kind of does remind me of the art from Sandman a bit.
Is
Yeah, it
this
was published
Oh,
in 2019.
is this the problems with Susan?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
oh, that's interesting. I'm totally gonna read
2019 is
this.
really recent.
Oh, I kind of like it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it exists in hard copy. I think it only exists as an ebook.
Like a digital form. Hmm. Uh, Also, I'm gonna make a really dumb statement. You guys ready?
It's not true. Sorry. Go ahead.
So here's my dumb statement. Wow, the Harry Potter book is excellent. It is very, very good. I'm very into the first Harry Potter book. That is
How
my
far
dumb
are
statement.
you?
I'm so glad.
N- Not very far. And I say that's a dumb statement because obviously it's renowned. I mean, it's loved the world over.
Yeah.
Every
I mean,
they made
it
video
is for a
games and all these movies.
yeah.
And I'm listening to the audiobook while I'm in traffic a couple days ago, and I say to myself, "Wow, this is a really good book. Why didn't I pick this up before? Like this is amazing."
Yeah. Like it's received like the notoriety it has for a reason, you know?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
could so I suppose in a sense you could say the same thing about like the Twilight series. However, because
Oh,
I mean, yes,
yeah,
multiple books, they were
yeah,
made into movies, right? But but that's kind of about as far as that went. There's no like constant just I don't know, even kids today still reading Harry Potter and loving it. There's
yeah,
no like theme park dedicated to it. They're not like every like Halloween and Christmas season showing all the Twilight movies on, ABC,
mm-hmm, yep,
whatever the hell that channel is now. You know what I mean? Like there's not all of
yeah,
this just
yeah,
like stuff that's constantly just dedicated to Harry Potter or even Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Not that there's a theme park for those, but you know what I mean. Those still like
there
those
should be.
are like appreciated and loved the world over for a reason as well. Still to this day, even though they were published in what the 50s. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And also, do you get the audiobook that Stephen Fry does? I love him. I
Mm-mm.
oh
haven't
his is
listened to him.
yeah, his is good.
I want to listen to him. I plan on it. I just don't have like, it's like something like for a drive or something like that, and I just don't have like a time that I dedicate to listen to audiobooks.
Oh, oh. I I went in thinking it was going to be like children's literature and kind of boring, like and on Mulberry Lane in London there lived a little boy named Harry, and everybody disliked him, and they would spit on him, and he had ragged shoes, and his loafers were too large for him, and then he was befriended by a wizard one day who took him to the train station. That's what I was expecting, like very simplistic, like
Yeah,
writing that, kind of like, Encyclopedia Brown or like the Boxcar Children or like a Hardy Boys type book. And what I got instead was like this whole world that just sucks you in immediately. I think
yeah.
the Latin phrase is in media res.
Oh
Like, right? Like that's
yeah.
basically how it starts, right? Like you're in the middle of things, and it's like, oh, there's the Dudley family, and
I
there's
mean,
this
it
guy that,
immediately
yeah,
starts on Privet Drive where Dumbledore is
yep,
dropping Harry off as a baby at
yeah,
St. Uncle's like doorstep.
and
Yeah,
and there is some of that like weird casual Englishness where it's just like, yep, and
yeah,
then you're like, this can happen and it's a horrible thing. Moving on, like, but I like the charm of that.
yeah. It's there's owls flying around during the daylight. There's shooting stars everywhere. There's a cat that's like reading stuff like the street signs, and immediately you're like, you have all these questions and you're like, what the heck's going on? Like, where's
Right.
Harry Potter? What all is this? And Dumbledore comes out and he has this device that he calls a put outer, and he starts clicking it and he starts putting out the street lamps. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like really cool. Like, this is really creative. And
Yeah.
I I didn't pick up any of that from the movie. Maybe it is in the movie and I just forgot, but like
You'll definitely
reading the book,
appreciate them more as you like. I suggest reading
yeah.
one
Yeah.
and then watching. Like
And
you'll be like, oh my gosh, it's so much
yeah,
more magical than I thought it was.
it is. When
Oh,
you've read and then watched, it is even more
yeah.
magical. I
Mm.
can play like scene by scene the beginning of the first movie because it basically starts out almost exactly like that. Like I can literally see
Mm.
Dumbledore like putting the lights out with his little like clicky thing, and it's
Oh.
that's like one of the like that portrayal of that whole scene is one of my favorites because it's just I don't know, it's immediately
Mm.
like you said, it's immediately like putting you into this world. It's not like doing this slow
Yeah.
introduction like this is Harry Potter and like you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like
That's
immediately
what I
like
was
you don't
expecting.
really know
Yeah.
why he's being dropped off. You don't know why yet
Yeah.
he's being dropped off at his aunt and uncle's doorstep, but you're like, there's this man who's dressed in like weird robes and looks like he's wearing a dress,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I never thought about how that's like a really good like example of symbolism. How like in order to introduce magic in a series that's about magic, like you start with like this normal ass place, throw a bunch of weirdness in it, and then put in a wizard who's like making the normalness change. Like by putting out the
right,
lights. Like that's
Mm.
it's a powerful
Yeah.
imagery that like it hit me and it makes you think of it, but it doesn't. I never thought of it specifically. Like I just felt the impact as opposed to actually like
Hmm.
notice that it was happening. That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
The way she starts, just one that book, but also because it's the first book, starts the entire
Hmm.
series. Always been really awesome to me, especially
Yeah.
as you go through the entire series and just learn about the story and discover the rest of the characters.
Yeah.
I don't know. It all sort of brings it full circle at a certain
Hmm.
point. And it's kind of awesome. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
So at the end of the last book, Harry Potter is dropping off a child.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Oh.
Maybe not full circle in that way, but
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
It's just
Dumbledore is
what we
dropping
do.
off that guy?
maybe maybe later. Maybe it's unwritten. We don't know. I mean, he would be like in his 40s or something like that.
Huh.
Now, yeah.
Yeah. Harry Potter is like totally either a very young Gen X or a very old millennial.
What's the what are the designating lines for those?
I don't even know.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to remember when Gen X and millennial.
It's a little bit like a lot of sites will tell you something slightly different, but they all kind of say that's roughly like 1980 to like 1996 is millennials. But
Oh,
some
really?
might say like 1981 to like 95 or I don't know, 97.
Mm,
So,
Huh.
yeah. So if you're I don't know, I usually kind of consider like if somebody's born in 1980, you could really go either way.
Hmm.
And if somebody
I
was born
always felt like
96, you could go either way. Or 97.
I thought Gen X was like people that had like MTV while it still played music videos. Or is
With
that not it?
Gen X, yeah, because they would have grown up like in the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
65 to 80 is what's considered Gen X. But yeah, you're right. I've already seen like a couple disparaging ones where like the
Right.
like years.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's no like hard and fast rule on it.
Yeah.
It's also all made up anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's so true.
Doesn't mean anything.
It's all bullshit. What is this? I think we're all millennials.
I think, yeah, I just like to, I don't even know why that popped into my head, but I like, it kind of made me giggle internally, the idea of Harry Potter being like a millennial.
What do you call people
Oh.
now, like that have been born like, 10 years ago to now? First thing that comes to my mind is bastards, but that's probably not nice.
I agree.
Not for any reason. This is the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call them the bastards.
Oh, like people 10 years younger than us.
Yeah, like people born
Uh,
from like 2015 to now are the bastard generation.
See, they go to the mall and they hit their vape, like their strawberry and watermelon flavored vape, and then they rizz each other.
Yeah, there you go.
Riz each other? Is that a thing that's done?
They rizz each other at the
I'm
mall.
Googling it.
I think now we're past Gen Z now. Like, I think it's Generation Alpha is what they're calling it.
That's what I heard yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Riz is like wooing, but for now.
Mhm.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was like ragging on somebody, like
Mm-mm.
giving them a hard time. That's what I thought it
That's
was.
what I thought it would be too.
It's how like Zoomers hit on each other. They're like, let's
They
go rizz
rizz?
up this girl.
Riz?
That sounds
Yep.
so predatory. I hate that.
It does.
RIZZ.
Sounds very predatory.
And if you're like a male that's good at hitting on women, they call you the Rizzler.
Oh no, that's bad. That's awful.
This
I
can't be
have no
happening.
idea of these words.
I know.
I already have a hard time understanding what like bet and herd mean. I don't
Oh, like
I-
Misha. Like
Yeah.
Misha's like you'd be like, yo, Misha, can you get the door? She's like, bet, no cap.
like,
Catch you
yeah, okay.
later. Let me hit my vape.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Misha's our age.
I know she is. She's like
She's way more hip than any of us could ever hope to.
Yeah.
She is. She is.
she's like 6 months older than I am, except she's definitely way more hip than I am. I
Yeah.
like the context that she's using those words. I'm like, okay, I can context clues, piece it together. But I
Yeah.
don't. If somebody was like, "What does bet mean?" I'd be like, I don't. I have no clue. Like, give
That
me
means absolutely. That's what it means.
Absolutely.
Anytime you could use the word absolutely,
okay, all right.
that will suffice. That one I know.
And
But like, where did that come from? Like, if
Let's
If
find out. Let's ask the
communication-
interweaves, the
absolutely,
interneeds. Or where did the word bet come from?
it's you bet?
oh,
Yeah.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
That's gotta be
comes from you bet?
That makes. Oh, is Kelly giving us is she teaching us?
Oh God, Kelly could probably
Apparently-
school
apparently
all
she
of
did.
us.
Where did
Probably could school all of us.
what about Riz? Where did Riz come from?
I don't know. There's no like Gen Alpha. That's like too young. The Gen Zers don't really say that. That's the Gen
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's us.
But Alpha only started in like 2020.
class and we're like teaching them about STEM careers.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I remember the first time I heard tea, as in like
Oh.
gossip, was like very recent, like within the past year. and I had to come to terms with that. I don't think I've ever used it in my own languaging, but I might try it on for size one day.
Are you talking about like spill the tea, like that?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We Bo and I have our own way of saying that, and it just comes from a TV show. So like,
Love that.
but it's so the show is called Comedy Bang Bang, which is actually also a podcast, but it started out as a podcast and then they made it into a show. But it's basically just like a parody of like a late night um like interview type show. So it's set up where there's a host, they have two guests. First guest is like a real celebrity of some sort. Um, and then the second guest is like totally just made up. But the first guest has no clue who the person is going to be. And so it's some comedian that's coming on and just improving a character essentially.
That sounds wonderful.
Oh,
It's fantastic. It was on IFC and it used to be on Netflix and we used to watch it
huh.
all the time, but we can't find it anywhere anymore, like to stream at least. I think if you went on IFC's website,
Plex? What the hell is Plex?
paid to watch it. It's so funny. So
Apparently
funny.
it's on Plex, whatever that is.
Oh, okay. I think that's like
Huh.
like you get multiple streaming services or something. I don't know. It's so funny, but we haven't watched any of it in a really long time. But we like it's really quotable as well. So we quote it all the time. So there's this one like made up guest who comes on, and he's basically asking for the tea or like really what he's saying though is the juicy gossip, but he's creating juicy gossip to like Joss Goss or like Juice Goose. So, and then I think at one point he even says like, "Give me those JGs." That's our.
I'm looking at the cast that has appeared on it.
Yeah.
All these people are
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, there's tons of
Andy Samberg, Jason Mantzoukas, who's like the weird boyfriend from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like,
Yep.
Chris Hardwick was apparently also on it.
Yep, he was. Even like Lonely Island themselves came on as like the first guest.
That's awesome.
Oh wow.
And then at least when the show first started for the first like I don't know 3 seasons or so, the house band was Reggie Watts, who's also freaking famous and super talented.
Nice.
And then it switched to Kid Cudi for like a season or two, which he did a good job. I really like. He did better than
Kid Cudi is super good.
Yeah, he's super good.
And Reggie Watts' like hair is the best thing on this planet. So
yeah, it's so great. And then it switched after that for like the last season or two until they ended the show to what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. He's also a comedian, also super talented, also plays music. He's got the really, really curly hair. What's his name?
Oh, does he have glasses?
Yes.
Oh, he's kind of perverted.
Is he? Maybe in like his bits, but not. I don't think he is like. He's actually like. Damn, what's his name? Oh, Weird Al.
I was going to suggest Weird Al, but I didn't know if he was
totally
Canadian or not.
Oh, I was thinking of somebody else.
But yeah, it just has a lot of really great episodes. There's like random, just totally off the wall, weird little bits that will happen in like every episode. And then it will like there's definitely, you can tell there's some things that the first guest is in on because they're like taking part in whatever weird bit is happening. But pretty much once the second guest comes on, it's like a free for all. Like
It
And so
kind of
you'll
reminds me
catch,
of like the
the
Eric
first-
Andre show, except it's not going to piss me off.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't watch the Eric Andre show. It won't piss you off. That's for sure. It's just like it's just good writing and like good improv, and it's really funny. It's enjoyable if you ever get to watch some of it.
I will say there are some funny moments with Eric Andre's
Oh,
show.
absolutely. Like there's some
Yeah.
I watched like some
There
of it
are.
where like I literally cried because it was so funny. But there's other times where I'm just like I'm uncomfortable. Like I feel like I need to like go on a jog because I feel
Yeah.
so discombobulated from what the fuck I just saw.
He just terrorizes his guests.
He's so mean. I love the so Brad one. He gets so mad. He's
Oh man.
so mad. He did not know what he was signing up for.
Yeah, Comedy Bang Bang, none of it's like definitely none of it's terrorizing the guests, but it's all just like silly. Like they're totally having fun with it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I will be looking into this. This will be a thing my eyes see.
Nice.
We highly recommend it to basically anybody.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
Very funny. What did you say
I'm-
was on like Flex or something?
Plex, maybe AMC. Let me check.
Oh,
Flex.
Yeah, apparently it's on AMC Plus. So, you know, if you're into giving another streaming service another $20 a month, which I've extricated myself from Netflix. I used to provide Netflix for a bunch of people, but now Netflix, like, you know, it only checks your IP and will let you stream at home. So I'm gonna go and
Yep.
like devalue my account to only have like 2 screens at home because I used to do like the 4 screens like for everybody. But
Yeah. But
now
there's
to
no
each
use
their
now.
own.
There's no like,
Yeah. Unless I want to watch Netflix on every TV we have at the same time. Which I suppose I could do that, but there's
Absolutely.
no reason to pay for that ability that I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
Especially now
Yeah, I
that
think
the IT crowd isn't on it anymore.
yeah.
So sad. Justin and I, that was like our show. Have you all ever watched it?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
It's hilarious. I think it's on Apple TV right now.
Oh.
But it's an English show about the IT department at this industry, and you never quite learn like what they do at this business that they work for. It's like one of the like really subtle running gags. Like they eventually address it later on, but yeah, you never find out like what it is they do. But Matt Berry becomes the CEO in like the second like season. Noel Fielding, who's hilarious, is a character in it. You'll recognize a lot of people from it like as they come in and out. A lot of people have like gone on to do like other big comedy things, but very, very entertaining. Great stuff.
Oh, cool. I've got like a lot of stuff to catch up on now.
Oh, it's on Breadbox, of course.
Oh,
Oh, I love British. I just like British.
I might need to subscribe to
British-
Breadbox. See, might do that for Justin for Christmas so we can watch it.
the best gift. A gift that also helped you.
English people. Yeah, things I want. I'm really good at getting gifts for me. I know exactly what I want at all times.
I found out where Riz came from, if you guys are curious. If you're not curious,
Okay.
that's also fine.
I need to know.
No, I'm very curious.
I need to
I
know so I
just
can
learned
hate
the
it
word
appropriately.
today, by the way. I didn't even know this was a slang word until today.
So it's short for the word charisma. So a person who has a lot of charisma
Fucking hate
and
it.
is good at, yeah. So Riz, charisma, yeah. So that's it.
All right, that makes sense.
I guess I'm glad that people might then know the word charisma from that. I feel like that probably won't be the case.
Mm-mm.
Probably at a certain point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if you describe it to them, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know. Like I know what that is." But if you're like, "That's called charisma," they'd be
Yeah,
like,
and there's a word for it.
We also have a word that describes what's happening. um, do we know what herd means?
Heard?
Yeah, like HERHEA.
I know how I've used it in the past. Like
Like,
basically mean like I get you, like I got it.
okay, that's kind of what it felt like. Like, I'll take Misha as an example again. Like she'll ask me something.
Misha or
I'll be
Shannon?
like,
Misha or Shannon?
that's true. Shannon too. You're right.
Yep.
She'll ask me
Shannon
something.
too.
I'll answer a question and we're like, no, let's do this or whatever. And she'll be like, heard. Like,
Bet,
I
bet boss.
Well, I know where Misha, like where we picked it up, it's like restaurant and Starbucks like terms. Like if somebody calls out an order so that you can verify that you got it, you'd say heard as opposed to anything else. And heard is like, 10-4. But I think
Yeah.
it comes
Yeah.
from like when somebody says like you're hearing me, but you're not hearing me, like to understand on a deeper level. I think that's the origin of it. At least that's what I'm
Okay.
finding on the internet. But
Okay.
This one has a little bit more of a deeper
I feel so. I hear
meaning.
Justin out there laughing, and I'm like, is he listening and like laughing at my nerdiness? And probably not because I'm too self-centered. Like, it's probably not what's happening, but it could be.
He could be listening. He's been listening all along.
And he laughs.
Oh,
No, he loves me.
we're having to Google. We're having to Google what these mean. This world.
Yeah.
This is what.
We're so sad.
This is very nerdy.
But
Googling
I
the origins
feel
of
like I'm like.
waves.
I still feel like I'm 18, y'all. But
I
I'm
agree.
not.
I agree.
Clearly.
18 with
I
the
don't know.
blood pressure of a 60-year-old.
Who's tired all the time.
I got a really nice
Hey.
compliment when I went and got my eyes checked up for my glasses and stuff. The optometrist said that my eyeballs were impressively round. They were very, very round.
Oh.
And I liked that.
Oh.
I don't know if he tells all the boys that.
Was that
I don't think so.
that might be a line. You have impressively.
They're so spherical.
Can I touch them and then you just like pass out?
Let's do it.
Boop.
I can't open my eyes wide without also like dangling my mouth open.
Oh, I do the same.
Is that a thing y'all do? Okay.
Yes,
Not alone.
I do the same thing.
Wait.
I mean, like I can, but if I like really like if I'm doing my getting contacts, I'm in there like,
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Concentrate on
Yeah.
putting it
Where
on your
you're
eye,
like
and
doing
that's
the
it.
like that. Yep.
I do the same
Yeah.
thing too. Also, by the way, that is also a thing that happens to those who wear mascara and eyeliner.
oh, like when you're doing your makeup.
Yeah, if you're doing like eye makeup. Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Because I do the same thing if I'm
I
putting eye
remember
makeup.
the first time I wore eyeliner. I remember like putting it on. I was supposed to do drag with a friend, but I went to jail instead. But
Sorry. You could have done
totally unrelated, but they just happened at the same time.
So
I was gonna do
odd.
that, but instead I committed a crime and got caught.
See, that's how
Shit.
drag.
Nice.
But I remember doing it and being like, I'm so beautiful. Why don't all the boys do this?
Why should do it? He will feel so beautiful.
It'd be like the dude from Green Day. What's his name? Billy Joe.
Oh, Billy Joe.
Yeah.
He wears eyeliner. Men
He
look good in
Yeah, he
eyeliner.
does.
Just saying it. Just saying it.
I believe it. But maybe next book club, you can put a little on. I mean, borrow it from Christy. I don't know.
Or are you saying we should wear eyeliner for our next book club?
Oh.
What's your saying?
We can do
Kelly, do you have eyeliner?
it.
I'll do it if you do
Be
it.
careful. You got your nails did the other day. You didn't know what you're asking for.
Oh, that's right. You did. I forgot about that.
I think for the next book club, we're all going to be beautiful.
Do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it if you do it, Thomas.
Oh God, I don't know if I'll remember. We should do it while we're like, that should be the thing we do.
Yeah? Well,
Like put it on.
yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna text myself by eyeliner. Justin's gonna
And
hate
then
it. He's gonna not like it at all.
Me, then it will.
for Christy, we can have
I
like
won't-
Bo put it on.
I won't have any problem. Oh my gosh. No, I'm terrified he's gonna poke my eye out.
Oh, cool. Okay, never
He's like,
mind.
I'm not
Never
gonna.
mind then.
You're like, I know.
Or do you mean or did you mean Bo is going to put it on himself?
No, I would never suggest that
No,
unless
okay.
he suggests it.
I have put not like a ton, not like a full face, but I have put makeup on him before because we were playing some like board game with friends, and I don't remember what the game is called, but it was like a card you drew where it's like you have to put like makeup on or something like that, and like somebody else has to do it for you or whatever.
It sounds
So,
like Battle of the Sexes or something like that.
I don't. Yeah,
I
something like
love party board games like
Like,
Taboo and all that stuff.
I'm
Love it.
having
That sounds awesome.
I had so much fun. I was like, this is so fun. I want to do more.
Yeah. I want to play that game.
Like putting makeup on anybody doesn't like it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean?
Make you beautiful.
Look how beautiful you look.
Have y'all ever watched the Cleveland Show?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't think so. Wait,
I don't know
the-
if
the-
the spin-off from Family Guy where their neighbor Cleveland
yeah.
Brown, it's his own show.
Oh.
yeah.
I
Probably-
enjoyed Family Guy when I was like a kid, like in 8th grade, like the early seasons, and I really found American Dad funny. But I
Yeah.
had never really watched the Cleveland Show, and Greg recommended it, and so did Justin, and I started watching it. That shit is so funny. It's so funny, and it's so grounded too, as opposed to like,
Huh.
Family Guy, which is all cutaway gags and stuff. There's very little like
Yeah.
story continuity or like anything that makes sense. And American
Yeah.
Dad has a lot of continuity, but it's also very like wild because the characters are crazy. Like literally like Roger has superpowers. American Dad is or the Cleveland Show is really grounded in like the family and what they're doing, and that shit is so funny. Cleveland's
Really?
son, Cleveland Brown Jr. is like little fat boy. He kind of talks like this. He's so cute. He's so wonderful. Everything he does in the show is great. Like the episode I watched the other day, he's like in a like troublesome situation and he starts mooing. He goes, moo. I moo when I'm scared. It's so cute.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Anywho, I recommend it. It's on Hulu. Cleveland Show
Okay.
is very funny.
So Cleveland Show, Comedy Bang Bang, Susan's what is it? What Susan was doing by Neil
Problem-
Gaiman?
The Problems of Susan.
problems of
Okay,
Susan.
okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of everything that I have
And-
to check out now.
And
so-
Harry
There was
Potter
also the
Potter
Bird
books
Box.
1 through 7.
Well, yeah.
Oh yes.
And
That-
and the
yes.
and the 8 movies as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, you
But not the
seen-
Fantastic
right?
Beasts series, unless it's just the first one, which was really good.
Yes, that's true.
And the second one, which has Johnny Depp, which is fun. And the third one, which is hot fucking garbage. It was so bad.
I enjoyed the second one. The first one is really good. I enjoyed the second one. I don't think I ever saw the third one.
Dude, don't do it to yourself. Just leave it at the second one. Second one was fun. Like I really like Johnny Depp. Like,
Yeah.
like there was a lot of fun. The story is kind of wild. The third one,
Never be kind of wild. Yeah.
I got it. Like I bought it because I liked the series and I was like ready to commit. So I just bought it
Right.
online and I watched it and Justin watched it with me. And like at the end of it, like we were looking at each other, we were like, that was so bad. It's so bad. Don't watch it. It's so bad.
Mm.
And I love to be entertained. I don't like to judge my entertainment and to ruin it for myself.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Even I could not get behind it. Like, it's such
Aw.
garbage.
I know what you mean, because I'm not very judgmental on my entertainment either. I'm like, look, if I just want to have fun while watching it, I'm not really gonna critique the, the writing or the character development necessarily.
But there's just no way to avoid it. Now I kind of want you to watch it so we can talk
Actually,
about
that
now I just want to know. I'm just curious now.
Huh.
Actually, yeah. I'm kind of excited. Yeah. If you ever get the chance to waste 2.5 hours of your life, let me know. Because we'll talk about it.
I want to watch it as well now.
God, it's such steaming, horrible shit. It's so bad.
Dang, really?
No, that's terrible. That's sad.
It's okay.
Also got what's his face too, and he's kind of problematic.
Yeah, there's a lot of problematic what's his faces in that movie.
That's fair, but
Hmm.
not Johnny.
No, not Johnny. He's wonderful. You've
Yes.
never heard a fly or a woman. I'm sure. Neither of those things.
Won't poop in somebody's bed either.
He might wear the cologne Sauvage, but he's not a Sauvage.
Mm.
Johnny Depp puns. Is that a pun? It's just the word. I don't understand puns. Bad at them.
Good cat.
Great. My roommate opened he's like, "You're a liar." Okay, I understand
love that.
puns. I just can't make them. Gone. He's gone.
Maybe Greg and Justin are both listening.
I don't know if Greg and Justin listen.
I think they are.
I think they are.
Yeah, I don't think I know this.
Inconclusive.
In my head, I envision like Christy's in some parking lot, just sitting in her little black car on her phone, and then there's some like Asian lady walking by that's like taking her dog out to poop, and then she like overhears our book club, and then she's like entranced by it, and she's just like frozen and trying not to look awkward, but also like still listening to the book club.
I really like that. I feel like there's
Like half of
like
that, right?
found podcast.
You have the me sitting in my car in the parking lot part, right? That nobody can.
Are you having you time?
Yes.
Man, when I
was like,
lived with
where
my
the hell-
parents after rehab, I would like get out of work when I started getting like tired of them. I would like get off work and be like, all right, time to go to Barnes and Noble again. Just go to Barnes and Noble and like sit in my car and read and go inside and get
I
coffee.
love it. That's awesome.
It was my me time.
Oh, that sounds super enjoyable.
Yeah, you can only ask if you've done drugs today so many times before you get really frustrated with that question. Which is fair. Like, it's a fair thing that they asked.
I mean, yeah, like I get why they asked, but also I also get
Okay.
why that's so tiring.
I'd rather be cold and alone in a car.
That was pretty much an hour, and so if anyone's hanging out in their car, we could probably like wrap it up unless you guys want to talk about anything else.
Think about whatever.
Are we now doing the first Harry Potter book for our next meeting?
Absolutely.
Absolutely down with that. I will totally reread Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Harry
Alright.
Potter. It's next on the agenda. We're getting rid of Narnia. I already finished it.
You did.
I read up to halfway through Horse and His Boy, and I stopped reading.
That's right. Then you're like,
Sorry, crew. I fell behind.
Not a problem.
okay. I got up to Voyage of the Dawn Treader, so
That's awesome.
And you got to the good one too. That's okay.
Yeah.
I've got the rest of my life.
I do want to reread like the last, like the whole series. So I'll get there. But let's move on.
Yeah, spoiler, they all die on a train except Susan.
Yeah.
Susan was the smart one, but she liked boys and mascara
Right. That's a lesson in life.
and not God.
and not God.
Yeah.
She was like, who needs
You will,
God?
if you turn to boys and makeup, you will live.
This is the plot of Chicago.
That's true. Wait.
I think.
In a very loose sense.
Yeah.
I do want to say one more thing before we conclude, if we conclude. Also a really my second dumb statement. So second dumb statement of the podcast. So I'm halfway through Firestarter by Stephen King, and wow, like even back then, 40 years ago when he wrote Firestarter, he was really on top of his game. I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys ever get the chance to read it, highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's one I've never read. Isn't there, there's a second one, isn't there, as well?
The Institute is kind of like a follow-up to Firestarter in a way. Maybe
Maybe-
that's
Does Firestarter follow Carrie as well? Or is that where
Yeah.
Carrie's from?
I was thinking there was
She-
like a Firestarter and a Firestarter, literally one called Firestarter 2. Maybe a movie though.
Oh, like a
Might be-
movie.
That might be a movie. There might be a Firestarter 2 movie. I think that's,
Oh.
maybe there's not an actual book. Maybe they just kind of went off with it because they were like,
Yeah, is there any continuity between Carrie and Firestarter? Because that was Carrie's thing. She
So-
was like a pyrokinetic person,
was she?
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't that the ending? Like she's the one that like lit the building on fire and
Well, I don't know if she lit the building. She trapped them all inside, like with
Uh-huh.
power. But I don't think she actually lit it on fire so much as something caught on fire, right?
yeah, like I
oh,
know
was she
could, like-
telekinetic? Is that what it was?
I think she was just telekinetic. Yeah.
She's telekinetic for sure. I think she can actually start fires though,
Mhm.
unless it's like moving something that starts a fire.
Mhm.
Whereas
Yeah.
Firestarter, literally, like, I don't remember the character's name, but she can actually just start fires out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Sweet.
pyrokinesis. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you guys seen the movie? No.
Starter movie. It's been a really long time,
Oh, okay.
and I'm pretty
okay.
sure there's a Firestarter 2 movie. However, if there's not a novel that's called that, then it's just probably off the rails. Been a really long time since I've seen the first one. I don't think I've ever seen the second movie,
Yeah.
and I've never read the book. So
Okay. Yeah. I won't spoil anything. If you guys had seen the movie, I was gonna talk about a scene from the book, but I won't say it then. It's
yeah, I
good.
do want to read it.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as continuity, it has the shop in it, and the shop is like this shadowy government organization that like works on people, which pops up in several of his works. I think it also pops up in The Mist. Like the shop was messing around with like interdimensional portals, and they accidentally opened that portal in The Mist.
Right. Okay, I forgot it was called
Oh,
The Shop.
is the shop the Institute? Are they like the same entity?
He doesn't explicitly say it, but might be implied.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should just
yeah.
read it. That gave me
Uh,
chills. I love continuity like that.
I do
Like,
too.
I love
That's
stuff like that.
good. I like that.
Yeah. He definitely has the shop pop up in multiple books. But that's kind of like his whole thing, like continuity between the majority of his books. So yeah.
I think about the movie The Mist almost every day. I only watched it for the first time like a couple weeks ago with Justin. That
Really?
ending, like holy crap.
It
Like,
is one I think about.
man, it's wild.
Yeah, I do think about that one often, especially the ending more than anything. Like really more just
Huh.
the end.
It's
Compared to-
nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. Although
Wait, how does?
the movie ending is different from the
Yeah.
well, it was
That
it was a
that's
it was a short.
what I heard, and I also heard that Stephen King was like so impressed by the movie ending that he was like, "This is great stuff. I wish I had written that,"
Right. But
which I thought was great.
Stephen King is not as well known for his endings. It kind of
Yeah,
makes he was like, I wish I thought of that.
yeah. If you don't remember how the movie ends, I almost don't want to say anything because it's
Yeah, that would
the
stay in
best
your.
part of it. It's worth watching the whole movie again to see that. It's only like an hour and a half.
It's not a very long movie, and I think it's a short story, isn't it?
I
It
think so
is,
too.
yeah.
It's one of his novellas.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not a. Well, I don't think I've read it, but I remember when I watched The Mist, like looking it up and then reading that the ending was not what he actually wrote. But I don't know what he actually wrote.
But
The
better.
ending. But, yeah.
I know an ending, but I can't remember if it's the movie or the book because I'm pretty sure I did both of them.
You can say it, and if we don't know what it is, then it's the book.
Yeah. You can say it.
So it's like a guy and his child, and they're like alone in like a Jeep, and he's got a gun. Does this sound familiar at all?
It does, however, they are not alone.
Yeah.
And there's like monsters outside that are closing in. And then maybe I'm just describing the end of the movie. And then he like shoots himself and commits suicide. And then like no, that's not how the movie ends.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't want to
that
say
certainly
anything
isn't
because
how the
you're
book
close, but it's
ends.
better.
You are it is similar, but yeah, it's
I
not.
think it's on Netflix. Man, you got a long watch list, Jeremy. Buckle up.
No. You taking notes?
Dang, why? Yeah, seriously.
I have some stuff on my list now too, so
Okay.
Yeah, same.
yeah.
So it's Neil Gaiman, Susan, Kami Bang Bang, the IT Club or something.
Crap, close.
Missed. All 7 Harry Potter books.
Like
Uh,
okay.
eight.
There are 8. The 7th one is split
Why?
into 2 parts.
Why are you adding to the list?
And then, yeah, all the movies.
I remember seeing all the movies, but like when they first came out, so like I basically don't remember them at all now.
Yeah. No,
Oh, jeez.
the movies are great in their own right, but I feel like if you've read plus watched the movies, it just adds so much more.
I agree.
Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
makes the game better too if
Yeah.
you've read them and watched the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, the game is so sick. I loved it.
Yeah. There's things in the game that they never see in the movies and you only hear about in the books, which is
Right.
really fun.
Oh,
Ooh, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, there's definitely there's quite a bit that's left out in the movies that's in the
Yeah.
book that gives maybe a little bit more context to the story, but I still think they did a good job of telling the story if you only ever watch the movies.
Yeah, if you only watch the movies, like you get it.
You get it, but there's just more depth in the books. Yeah. I mean,
I definitely got that sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cat was Professor McGonagall. It wasn't a cat. She was like using some sort of like shifter spell. And I was like, yo, that was awesome.
Yeah. If I turned into an animal, it would be a cat for sure.
If I turned into an animal, I want it to be Professor McGonagall. I just want to be Maggie Smith. That's what I want.
I agree with that.
Right, friends. I think I must go. I think Misha's about to be here to get her cat.
Oh, that's great because she just dropped her kitty off.
Poor kitty, who's not very
I love
happy at
it.
all. Very upset.
Bye. Make the best choices.
Bye.
Where's the button? There it is.